I feel like you're giving Dave every opportunity to talk, and he's not taking it.
God.
Fine.
I'm about to jam my hand up your ass and muppet you.
There are good movies and there are great movies, and those are not the kind of movies we watch because this is shitty cinema.
Ow.
Yeah, well, I like your barking out there, Juice. It's fucking fantastic. But Dave, why don't you tell us what we do here?
We watch awful, terrible movies, pretty much just to torture each other with it, and then we come up here and we record this where we talk you guys through the trauma we just experienced.
Casey, tell us about our themes.
Well, every month we have a different theme, and this month is back to school.
You fucking fool.
You fucking fool. Go back to school.
We're watching shitty movies that are all about being in school.
So far, no one's accrued any student loan debt, but it's all been the free public school. So
Well,
I don't
we've
know
had-
if anybody's is going to be featuring college later in the month, but so far we've been to high school. And Juice this week brought us to kindergarten with what?
With
Well-
1990s Kindergarten Cop. Great fucking movie, despite what
Is it?
everybody says.
Dispute
Well,
that.
we'll find out. Let's not jump the shark there.
Well, before there's any shark jumping, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Jay.
I'm Dave.
I'm Casey.
My name is Juice, and my daddy is a truck driver.
Oh,
Oh,
come
God.
on.
What's in his truck?
He holds nuclear material, and
Okay.
Give me some of those Jolly Ranchers so I can huck them at Juice.
Here, use the dog. She's licking something. So, Juice brought Kindergarten Cop, and
great.
this was a movie we all kind of held in our hearts because, it was like, Arnold, it's a comedy.
Oh, nostalgia.
Right. And it's one of those of like where you think you had a really good time at a party and then you find out you blacked out the last 3.5 hours and you were very active and didn't pass out. Your brain just stopped recording the CCTV that you could recall in the morning, and you find out you did a bunch of fucked up shit because this movie was very much different than we remember.
I started it, and it was an hour and 50 minutes, and I went, oh, shit.
And that's 50, not 15.
Yes, 15.
It was very different than what we watched last week, The Substitute 2.
Yeah. I think that if someone was trying to make a passable movie, they could have taken the best parts of those movies and made it almost a good movie.
I mean, we are on the same track as a cop being a teacher.
I
I didn't realize those two.
I want to find someone who hasn't seen either of these movies and just tell them that we've got one movie about a special forces operative going undercover at a school to take out evil gang, and one movie about a cop going undercover at a kindergarten, and one stars Treat Williams and one stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, and see them try and pick which is which.
Yeah.
It's called a blind study, Dave.
Because I feel like The Substitute was supposed to be the Schwarzenegger flick, and Treat Williams was supposed to be in Kindergarten Cop.
Right. It would have made more sense.
Juice, I'm glad you're here at this school to be the new teacher. Let me take you all the way up to tour around the school, and afterwards you can get into this 10-story school elevator.
Wow,
and
this is a
it's
big
nice,
fucking
right?
school.
It's a really big school, and we're really glad to have you on board. And I'm just going to take the stairs because I'm really trying to get my steps in.
Okay.
So I'm going to press this button and close the door, but it's actually a death trap, and you realize that the line has snapped. You're plummeting to your death. You have 10 seconds to tell us the plot of this movie, because that's what you're doing with the last 10 seconds of your life. Go.
I think that we should really make an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he is the Terminator teacher.
That's 5 seconds.
Yeah, you got time to spare.
I wish he would have came after John Connor in this movie. I mean, we didn't get enough
I
shotgun.
thought that
Yeah.
was the name of the character until like 2/3 the way movie. I was like, oh, it's John. Can he only be named John? Is that in his like acting clause?
It's
John
the only
Connor,
American
John
name
Campbell.
that he can pronounce correctly.
John with an AHWN.
Yeah.
John.
They tried calling him Daniel a couple times, but after the third,
Don,
Daniel.
California. Kids, I am the governor of California.
I'm sorry, did you say you're the governor of California?
I said everyone's having a stroke from the sugar.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Did you say you're the governor of cauliflower?
I'm going to cut off your foot so it doesn't rot the rest of your body.
You really sound like you're doing a Schwarzenegger Wiseau.
Listen, yes. And number 2, we said there was a part of this movie that felt very Wiseau at the very beginning. But here's the thing. I'm a janitor.
Okay.
And I recently took a job in high school.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Well, I have to get high all the time because I hate children.
Okay.
But
fair.
I need to really support my PCP membership dues.
Yeah, how's the bathroom?
It's terrible. There's just kids in there constantly.
What are the walls like?
Oh, there's
Blood.
razors in them.
Fucking everywhere.
There's razors inside the wall. The kids don't know about it.
Last
Children
week, a
love
fucking
it.
teacher knocked out 4 students in the bathroom.
I mean, well, allegedly. We just have their DNA. We never found the bodies. Anyway, so I can smoke my PCP in peace. I usually go in the elevator and then go through the little PCP door in the top and sit on top and smoke. Smoke. And I don't know if it's the PCP or the lack of like my surroundings, like one of those Joe Rogan's isolation chambers, because I've been sitting in a dark elevator shaft for 3 hours or 5 minutes on PCP. But I feel like the ground has gone out from under me. And something in my brain says I've got 10 seconds to live.
All right.
And honestly, I'm tired.
So you put down the PCP.
Yeah, I don't even want to make it 8 if I don't have to.
No.
Like, I'm just
You slam
so
your Smirnoff Ice.
right. I put the PCP out in it first. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to waste the PCP and the Smirnoff. So
Get
I just
it in, yeah.
shoot it in, put the PCP roach in. And honestly, I'm still watching my life flash before my eyes and some lights, too, that aren't there. And all I can think about is, what was Kindergarten Cop about?
All right, when you're ready.
Arnold Schwarzenegger militarizes a class of kindergartners to catch a man in a wig and ends up being shot by a grandma.
6 seconds.
6
God
seconds.
damn it, I was trying to stretch it to 8 because I don't think I can make it to 10.
I think what's most impressive is
so
that it took you the
tired.
first 2.5 just to get through
Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Listen, my tongue feels like it's made of maggots. I'm on PCP. Trying to coordinate worms to form a word is more challenging than you may think. I'm not a warlock. Well, I used to be.
Now you're just a janitor on PCP. You're in a fucking
Well, I'm coming down a bit.
shaft.
So, Juice, why don't you tell us who made up this magnificent calico cat of a cast?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Obviously.
Obvi.
Obviously, he is the best cop. He is the absolute best cop. Except for
Catching bad guys.
I don't know. I feel like Phoebe is a better cop than him. Just
I feel
because,
like he's better at getting shot by perps' moms.
yeah, and then Phoebe has to come in and fucking save his ass
Yeah.
because Phoebe is a badass.
Yes, in every aspect of her life.
She was actually a teacher. Did you know that?
Yes.
So Arnold plays Detective John Kimball.
Phoebe plays his loyal sidekick / mentor.
Correct.
This is a badass bitch that did not get enough screen time as per the
No,
usual.
Phoebe O'Hara. She is a cop who
How the fuck
used
do you know her last name?
because she's the best fucking character in the
O'Hara.
movie.
no,
It's
her
an
name is
awesome name.
Ursula.
So Phoebe,
So, yeah, I remembered
No, no, no.
Ursula.
So Phoebe O'Hara is this very competent police officer. When she first meets Arnold, he's a misogynist dick, and she just unflinchingly is like, yeah, whatever. And then
He's a stereotypical loose cannon.
yep, yeah,
Walking around malls with his gun out.
yeah, just
I
marching
stapled a
around.
hooker to her dead boyfriend.
He walks into a mall and just points a gun at a guy and proceeds to
His ankle
You're
gun.
under
his
arrest.
ankle
He
gun.
couldn't even
Yeah.
pull his real gun.
Right. So Phoebe is Arnold's partner, and she is the most competent character in this movie, and she's
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
We got to connect the dots. Our villain is Colin.
That's
God,
not
that's
his
an awful
name.
That is his name.
It's Channing
Colin.
Ledger.
It's
It's Channing Ledger.
Channing Ledger, who looks like a cross between Channing Tatum and Heath Ledger.
And
Hence-
a sprinkling of Val
Yeah,
Kilmer.
I think it depends on the angle.
Yeah,
Some
he's
angles he's
very
real heavy
Sarah
on the Kilmer.
Silverman.
He's a generic gangster type. I don't think they ever really established what his crime is. Just crime.
He's
a
crime.
criminal.
shooting guys in
Yeah.
the gut at the mall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of them we saw on screen.
He's the one that the kindergarten cop and Phoebe have been after for some time and haven't been able to nail.
Get it? Nail.
A
It's a sex thing.
Yeah. I mean, everything's a sex thing when it comes to Schwarzenegger.
Kindergarten. I mean, Schwarzenegger. What? What were you gonna say?
So, in an attempt to find some evidence against Colin, we meet. What was his
name?
What was his
that.
name?
No
He
one
was
knows him
Colin.
by that.
Yeah. His name,
Is Channing. Just call him Channing.
Colin.
Nice timing, Casey.
Yeah, Colin is the ex-husband of.
Joyce.
Joyce.
Was that her name?
Yes.
I didn't catch that one.
It took me
the
to the
second
end
time.
of the movie. I worked so hard to pay attention and not forget before I could write letters.
Yeah, no.
she was so
Pre-Schmidt off
bland.
ice.
Yeah, it's just like something was going on with her jaw that made her face forgettable.
Yeah, she's another teacher at the school.
She had
She's
too much clothes on.
the love interest of
she was
Arnold.
a teacher.
She was also the love interest in The Shadow, which
That
is
was
a
she
much better
punched
film.
out?
A much better film.
Yeah. His name wasn't Colin, you ingrate. It was Cullen.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Cullen.
Try to get Arnold to distinguish between Colin and Colin.
Yeah, okay.
Colin.
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 Actually, I want to hear him say both. I'm curious how that comes out.
Oh, and a gaggle of children. There was a gaggle of children, and a
God,
partridge,
just so
and a
many
pear
kids.
tree. And one of them was the fucking Pizza Hut kid, that little red-faced, red-haired,
Yeah.
freckle little shit. You
My
guys.
daddy.
Oh, yeah. That was the pizza.
Yeah,
Hut kid.
did you not hear me scream the Pizza Hut
Yeah,
kid
no, I
every
remember
time
that.
he came on screen?
Let's go through the plot. Juice,
What plot?
tell us what happens in Kindergarten Cop.
This movie is about Arnold Schwarzenegger having to become a teacher, a kindergarten teacher. He's a badass cop. He just walks into a bar and he starts shooting at people just because he wants to talk to someone as a witness, take them as a witness. And
I forgot
Badgers
about
the
intimidating the witness.
yeah, badges the fuck out of a
He straight up
potential
says he's
witness.
going to stalk her.
Yep. So he flips her to then rat out her not boyfriend's killer. So Phoebe, our awesome partner, starts interrogating unsuccessfully because this is a strung out junkie bitch. Go figure. Anyways, they find out that Cullen's son is going to a school where his mother actually teaches and that Cullen is going to be going after them. So our awesome badass partner becomes an undercover teacher to Arnold to support. Go figure, she gets sick and she's not able to go. So Arnold has to go in her spot.
She's
in her
actually
spot.
a out of the closet cop in real life.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's really a cop.
I didn't know that.
I just lied about that.
Yeah, you're just
You're a fucking
making that
bitch.
shit up.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, we get the Terminator teacher, as I said.
Man, I wish this was Terminator Teacher.
It almost was. We see that this inability to differentiate between cop and teacher until what happens, Casey?
Someone gives him a whistle.
He does get a whistle. He does
And
get a whistle.
And a montage.
Super montage where he acquires said whistle. He also brings a weasel. No, that's an otter. Oh wait, it's a
ferret.
Ferret juice.
No, you're rats.
Come on.
Please.
God, I wish I'd had a
sensitive.
classroom with a pet otter.
Oh,
Actually, no, they're
my
No, they're
God.
dicks.
They are.
I know, but
assholes.
so are kids, so they'll
That's true.
cancel each other out.
So anyways, after montage one, that's the only montage we get. And it doesn't really progress anything because then we spend another probably 40 minutes going over what the montage
showing all the
my
same
God.
happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just change their clothes a couple times, and that connotates it's even longer.
Right? I whistle at you and now you do what I say. He's treating these fucking kids like dogs. And then as
Oh,
Jay point out, actually a group of child soldiers
No,
probably isn't
yeah.
a bad idea.
He straight up
so-
runs it as a boot camp.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
makes them
them-
march and chant and do calisthenics and shoes actual like classwork like math and reading and science and coloring and it's just like
None of that.
hey, you have 8 hours of gym class now. That's
No.
what we do. You're going to sleep like babies.
2 of those hours is shooting training because this is America.
Very true.
You have to get time at the range when you're fucking 6.
Absolutely.
I'd just like to point out that ferrets are weasels, not rats.
Hey, I said weasels.
I know,
Is
but
it- I
like,
called them a weasel.
but if you keep going up, ferrets are rats.
And
And
it's
weasels
more
are rats.
sideways.
Yeah, but they're rodents.
So then we finally get the antithesis. The antithesis? We
What is
finally
that?
get to the climax where... What is the climax? I don't know.
I've been married so long.
We finally get to the climax where Cullen actually comes for his son. And... I said 4, not on.
I dedicate this load
So
to my
anyways...
estranged son.
Oh, no. No. No.
Don't come for anything.
Can we make that a thing? Dedicating your load
Yes.
right when you hit the vinegar strokes. I dedicate this to world peace.
Nana, she's been gone 8 years.
Every day, Nana.
So Cullen comes back
Yeah.
to kidnap his own child and start a fire in the library house.
Starts a fire. And I think that's pretty much it. Cool detective, cool partner gets hit with a car by awesome mom.
That's pretty much it. People get they finally have an action movie. Don't yada yada the fucking
Yeah, right.
action.
You described the opening one scene where the first half is like, oh yeah, and then exciting things happen, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah, Phoebe got hit by a car and they shot a bunch of people. And the
I
mom
was
had a
so
6-shooter. But hey,
disappointed. I was
But the
so
kids, man.
disappointed with the end of this movie.
No. Okay, listen, here's what happens. Cullen's mom is in on all of his gangster shit that he does.
She's
No,
the only
she's the
reason he
fucking-
is
Right.
has the least bit of cred.
She is the OG. He's the
Oh, yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
And she hits Phoebe with a car while Arnold is upstairs with Cullen, who has taken his child hostage.
Then fucking G Unit grandma comes up.
Hold on. You gotta set it up, Case. Arnold kills Cullen.
No one gives a
And-
shit about that part. What's important is G Unit grandma comes up the stairs and puts
Excuse
2
me.
in Arnold. She puts 2 in Arnold.
No one gives a shit about the part where the pet ferret finally tastes human blood.
That was.
That didn't kill
'Cause-
him. Arnold shot him after that.
Yeah, but we set up the ferret. We got to pay off
Yeah.
the ferret.
Listen, yeah, because this is really.
That is
Ferret.
the
I'm
attack.
trying to break
ferret.
it down. This is where it gets really good.
Spit it out. God damn.
I can't just run through the best part. We let Juice meander through all of this trash.
That's what Juice
and I
does.
can't.
It's 9:30.
You're
All right.
9:30.
Ferret leaps out of Dominic's shirt, bites Cullen.
In
Arnold
the throat.
shoots him.
Fucking,
In the
it's
throat.
Monty
It did
Python
go
Right
to the
in the
fucking
goddamn-
jugular.
Brilliant.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good. It's the best shot of this whole
Yeah.
fucking movie.
Fair enough.
Which gives Arnold time to shoot him because he pulls the gun away
Right.
from the kid.
3 to the chest.
3 to the chest, drops down dead. Good news. The ferret is okay.
Ferret's good.
No,
that's
the
important.
ferret's fine. He went
Yeah.
back to run up Arnold's sleeve.
He's
And
got a taste
then-
for
This
blood.
isn't the first time that he's had to distract for Arnold.
Here's where we get G-Unit Grandma, who has hit Phoebe with a car, comes upstairs, puts 2 in
Bitch,
Arnold.
you don't get to say it like that. That's my line.
You lay it down, Case.
You have fucking G-Unit grandma that parked her car on an officer of the law, ran up 2 flights of stairs in a burning building into a little boy's locker room, puts 2 in Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger, fucking Mr. Universe, puts him down like a sick dog, finds her dead son, is like, I guess he wasn't gangster enough, and then fucking finds a dropped gun, without looking at it, drops the clip out of it, because this isn't her first fucking rodeo.
No.
Hell no.
Woman knows how to handle a Beretta.
She's the fucking OG.
She starts interrogating Arnold Schwarzenegger and shooting closer and closer to his head in tiles, and as she's about to get her last question out, the cop she parked on came at her with a baseball bat.
badass
Because-
partner.
Fibia and tibia broken.
O'Hara is the best fucking character in this movie, and she comes at her and hits her over both wrists with the baseball bat and then blasts her in the
It was the
chest.
forearms. It was the
Whatever.
fibia and the tibia.
I don't know what those are, so
These bones.
Jay doesn't know anything about anatomy. See,
It
we're all
fucking
finding
hurt.
scientific failures today.
And I'm the one who's the geographer.
Oh, we all suck at geography. So that's
actually
the end
pretty
of the
good.
movie. Thank you, God.
No, it wasn't the end of the movie because remember,
Yeah,
he had
Arnold
to come back.
Arnold goes back to be a fucking kindergarten
And then-
teacher
and
instead
then-
of a cop.
And then what? And then
Oh,
they
that's when I
kiss.
gave up on them.
Yeah,
movie.
and then they kiss, and then everybody goes, woo!
So then they actually have a sex ed course in the middle of a second grade class.
Boys have
thought they
a
were
penis.
kindergartners.
Girls have
He went
a
to her class to fuck her.
vagina.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Keep up.
She taught second grade?
Yeah, look at those kids.
I didn't.
Here's how you stimulate the prostate, kids.
Do you need to use 3 fingers, though?
With Arnold?
You do on Arnold. It's called an appetizer.
And in Casey's corner, we're going to speculate on how many fingers you need to stimulate the prostate.
I
of
can
Arnold
usually
Schwarzenegger.
tell by looking at people.
Well, speaking of things that we loved,
Stimulating
You were
Arnold's
the only one that
prostate.
said you loved it, so good.
no,
Good for
guys
you.
were
This is
more
a safe
excited than I
space.
was.
This is a safe space.
One of
I don't know
the-
who's going to judge you, Juice.
One of the best parts of this movie, I think personally, was
Phoebe.
Phoebe. Yeah. Well,
Why would you question that?
Right.
Are you kidding me? She is the most capable character we have seen in shitty cinema in a long time.
fair.
Especially as a woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's absolutely great.
My favorite part was how everybody in this movie was kind of just standing around unsure of what was supposed to be happening. And then Phoebe would just come in and set the scene in
Yeah.
motion.
You need to do this, and then everybody does it because she's the fucking boss.
Like, oh, these two are supposed to bang. I'm going to set them up by putting on a comical Austrian accent.
No,
I wish
let's.
she would have edited this movie.
We need to talk about that because that's one of the best things about Phoebe. Not only does she deal with fucking Arnold being
She's
a
a
dick to
good
her,
cop.
she's a good cop. She's very capable. And then when she notices that Schwarzenegger is into Joyce but doesn't have the cojones to do anything about it,
he's a
she
bitch.
fucking just steps in and is like, yeah, I got you. I'm playing wingman.
That was me swooping into Wingman.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
brilliant.
Joyce is a goddamn
So
G.
the original story that they were supposed to go with the cops were that they were married, and instead of doing that, Phoebe jumps in and says that she's his sister and does
I
this
am
most
his sister, Ursula.
awful Ursula
It's very
Austrian accent. It's terrible, but it's
not good.
It's great. She plays it up really well. It's just fantastic.
and because of that, Arnold got his dick wet.
Yeah, that's true.
We think it's implied.
I mean,
It was mostly pee.
Wait, I thought
His or
they did it in the
hers?
classroom at the
The
end.
kids. He was on the bottom. He was on the bottom of that dog pile when he had a 45 strapped to his ankle.
Too far.
I didn't mean sex. I just meant because kids are always pissing and shitting. Think about it. He was at the bottom of a kindergarten dog pile with a gun strapped to his ankle. The gun's the size of a child's torso at that age.
fair. And that goes to what actually was my favorite part of this movie. Not that our partner wasn't great. Was
The
watching
accidental shooting
Arnold.
they cut out.
I wish they would have. Was watching Arnold handle everyday objects.
Very bizarre.
Oh God, you reminded me of him in the dog pile, and then I thought of that scene from The Matrix where Neo bursts up out of a pile of cement.
That would have been so good.
Get off me, agent kindergartner. Oh my God, my Arnold's so terrible, but so is his, so it's okay.
Can we
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the only person who sounds like they're doing a shitty impersonation of themselves.
movie idea? Can we do a blend of Kindergarten Cop and The Matrix where Agent Smith just populates his children and Arnold is Neo just
Yes.
beating up a bunch of Agent Smith children?
Yes, absolutely.
We can't do the second Matrix for this, though.
I'll buy an IMAX ticket right now.
Oh, you want to see a kindergarten rave orgy? Now you're on a government list.
No,
That's why I said we couldn't do
Agent-
the second one.
the Agent Smiths are the children. They're not at the orphanage.
Everyone,
Why did you make it that?
everyone who isn't Arnold are the kids. We can't
Is
do the
that-
second one.
No, that is not what was pitched.
Dave, you're on a list now.
Okay, so if we do the first one, does that include the ecstasy people who show him in to the club in the first place?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
remember
it's
that.
mescaline.
Yeah.
It's mescaline.
I
Is it
don't remember
really?
That.
Oh yeah, right at the beginning of the movie when he's
Yeah,
sleeping
that's
in front
fine.
of the computer and they show up
We
for
should
the.
give that shit to kids.
We're talking about the Matrix, and that's a different.
Okay,
movie.
we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
So Arnold holding what? Shotguns?
Yeah.
Arnold
Shotguns
holding
look-
bottles of wine, which looks
Shot-
like me holding a soju bottle.
Shotguns look like me holding a pistol.
With
Everything
two hands
was,
because
yeah.
safety first.
He has a full-size 9mm Beretta strapped to his ankle as though someone else would do with like a fucking 32.
Right.
Snub nose.
And it's just adorable in his hand.
It is. It looks
It's
like
so tiny.
It looks like a redneck wife gun.
Right. Get it in pink with a Hello Kitty sticker on
Yep.
it.
Girls Hunt 2.
Schwarzenegger holding the ferret.
Schwarzenegger
How
holding.
terrifying was that?
And then crushing
we
the life
went-
out of it
they
because
went
that's
to
the movie
12.
Casey watched.
I decided this ferret is a necromanced ferret that obeys the commands of its ruler.
Yep.
So if it's mostly with Arnold, it listens to Arnold. But the dead ferret was hanging out with the Cosby sweater kid that gets kidnapped by his own dad. And after being in the kid's sweater for a prolonged time, it then bonded with that kid, which made him kill his dad. He's a necromancer ferret. And then once he fulfills the kid's wish, he goes back to his original owner, a.k.a. Arnold.
Gotcha. So Arnold
It's
knew
like
this.
Ravenloft lore. It's Ravenloft rules.
So Arnold knew this the whole time. He was like, "I'm gonna, give my
Yeah, I'm
ferret
gonna
to
let
this
my
kid
familiar
because-"
watch over
Yeah.
this kid because I'm trying to bang on his mom in a second grade classroom.
I like that we've gone to zombie ferret familiar.
Yeah.
That was difficult for me to get out.
One of my other favorite things was how we decided once Arnold was dying, the ferret was going to burrow into Arnold and take over one of his limbs. And be his right hand ferret.
Literally.
You may have lost your hand, but you gained a ferret.
That's exactly how that works, too. I'm confident. I know a lot
You
about
can
anatomy.
donate to our website, Ferrets for Amputees, and feel free to leave a donation there.
Ferrets for arms.
Or some PCP for my elevator ride.
Careful, don't go to Arm Your Ferrets because that's a whole nother website.
It's a different website.
I-
Don't give me your money.
My favorite part about this movie was the kid that was obsessed with death.
Yes. Yes, the children, and we'll get to the rest of the children here in a while, but there was a few children that really just kind of had a knack that they played well.
Yeah, like the death obsessed one, when Arnold comes in and the principal introduces, "Oh, this is your new teacher." He asks, "Where did the old one go? Did she die?" And it's, "No, she went to go see someone." Is that person dead? This kid was seriously obsessed with death like the entire time.
Yeah, that's a future Hot Topic
I
customer right there.
When the ferret is introduced to the class, he says, "If the ferret bites you, you get rabies and die."
Yes.
Yep. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a headache, and he goes, "It could be a tumor."
It's not a tumor.
And when Arnold does the "Who's your daddy and what's he do?" he says that his mom wants his dad to die because apparently he's a deadbeat piece of shit.
Yeah.
Kid is obsessed with
Hope
death.
he's dead soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a fucking kindergartner obsessed with death. You want your serial killers, Casey.
Yeah, that's
no,
a...
no,
What do you mean no?
No, he's the kid who's going to grow up to be super into reading about serial
Yeah.
killers,
He's just going to
And
be
work
nerd.
at a morgue.
He's going to be fine.
right? He's
Really?
Gonna be,
Oh, yeah.
No,
The
yeah.
kid that is fucking crashing trucks and getting beat up by his dad. He's closer. The one that's antisocial, never sits on the
Yeah.
carpet with the other
Yeah.
kids. There you go.
why did so many of these kids have stories?
I don't know. We
That's how
didn't
they got an hour and 50 fucking minutes.
Right.
Yeah, because they really wanted to drive home the point that kids are people, which they're wrong.
I also love
You're
the
not a
kid
person
that
till
said,
you're 18.
I love hated this because I was like, oh, when he does the "Who is your daddy and what does he do?" My dad hasn't done anything since the crash. Oh, what the fuck, you guys?
That was
Well, no, what
uncomfortable.
then what was the two twins that our mom
My mom says
that
that my dad is a sex machine. gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Children of the Corn style. Oh, it was awful.
2 twin girls with some bad side ponytails.
Come play with us.
Wait, are there good side ponytails?
Oh, yeah.
I fucked a girl with a side ponytail.
I know, Juice.
Was
I'm
she a
fucking,
juggalo?
You didn't have to say that out loud. I've seen
Yeah,
you.
that's a safe
I knew
assumption.
that was the thing that happened. Dave, was the villain Cullen wearing a single-breasted jacket?
No. It's
No.
1990.
What?
Why wouldn't I wear a double-breasted suit? I got 2 breasts. I need double-breasted. I mean, like, is this a mastectomy suit? Is it a single-breast suit? If you have one, go for it.
This is actually something Jay and I have talked out. I have an ideological issue with double-breasted suits because the 90s taught me that if you wear one, you are a villain.
The only exception is if you're a sailor.
Yes, if you're a sailor.
Or
But then
if you're in a
you're-
20s movie, then
you're-
everybody wears one.
No, you're still just
Even-
you're just
Dick
a room full of
Tracy.
villains.
Yep.
Dick Tracy is a room full of villains. I'm going to digress again.
Yeah, we need to continue this movie.
The malls, the fucking malls.
The fact that
Epicenter
was
of culture in the 90s. This is getting less action than me in 9th grade.
It's in 19... No.
That's a
What?
good thing.
I
Yeah.
had braces. I mean, even just a little like.
It's not the braces thing. It's the ninth grade thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
this
wrong?
is
You're supposed to be exploring and shit then.
No, that was college.
This is-
Everyone else
No.
did it too early.
this is not what our podcast is about.
Okay.
That's what
all
I'm
right?
saying.
Use protection, guys.
Our podcast is about the fact that this is a 1990 Schwarzenegger movie and almost no one gets shot.
1990. Like,
No.
he was just ripping people in half with his bare fucking hands 5 years ago, and now we have. I'm in a dog pile with a gun on my ankle, but it doesn't accidentally go off.
And shoot a couple of children.
Right, like then I want to see like him flip out, and then all the other teachers come in with guns. It's like, "Bah, bah, bah,"
Oh,
and then
no,
one of
I
them's a
forgot
bear, and
No,
that's why
not
we need
our
guns
fucking
and stuff.
podcast.
Ah, nailed it!
Not our
Nailed it.
fucking podcast.
Nailed it. Anyway, there's nothing to do in this fucking movie. It did feel like being stuck in a kindergarten classroom.
it felt like they were trying to merge two movies together and they failed.
Yeah, no, they had the action at the beginning, and then they had your family-friendly movie where we have kids, and the kids have stories, and they all have feelings, and they're all special.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, but then they like, but it's still an action movie, Casey. Look, it's an action movie, and then you get fighting, and then it's over.
I'm reading my notes, and I'm okay. I was very confused.
You
for
took
a
notes
moment.
on Juice's love life?
It says, I want to know about the mother-son hentai. There was that weird sexual tension between the bad guy and his mom.
Colin and his mom are
Yeah,
a
that
little
was-
too close.
She's
That
like,
was
put that
uncomfortable.
cigar out. And he just kissed her right on the mouth. And I was like, ooh.
Like it looked like he was going for tongue, but then again, she
Right.
did
And
just
then it's
hand
like
him up.
their fourth take. And the director's like, we will press charges. We are going to do it this time. So it was weird. I just really fucking, this is boring as shit.
It was
So,
like
Jay, would you watch this again?
Oh, I am regretful that I watched it this time. I was really dreading this, if I can be honest with you, because
Really?
I had fond memories of this movie from when I was a kid, and they were really fuzzy, and I just wanted to keep it that way. And so when Juice was really insistent that we watch it, I was already disappointed. I wouldn't watch it again. It wasn't
Yes.
bad enough that I had that much fun with it, because there is so much that's slow and dragging that it's hard to pay attention. Dave, would you watch this movie again?
But real quick, I need to point out the fact that is everything that I look for when I'm bringing a movie. Glad I got to do that to
ruined
you,
part
Jay.
of your childhood.
Thanks, Juice.
Would I watch it again? Like you, I had fond memories of this movie. I quote this movie to this day.
Yeah.
Who is your daddy and what does he do? Gets said about once
It's a
week.
real panty dropper, guys.
It's not a tumor.
That's Dave's grinder profile.
What's he do?
I am your daddy and you're what I do.
Oh.
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
even-
see?
They just went full German there. I didn't even get that.
And it's
Arnold.
close to Austria.
Yeah.
geographically. Can anybody confirm that? That's a guess.
No,
Actually,
That's what I've
I'm the
gleaned
team
from
geographer,
other
and
people's.
yes, they
Oh,
are
good. Okay, sorry,
close to
Dave.
each other.
actually going back and watching this movie, it actually felt a lot like when I went back as an adult and rewatched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original cartoon. In that it mostly just made me realize what a stupid fucking child I was.
Yep.
Because this was just so long and so boring, and I've just ruined fond memories, and I'm not going to get those back. So no, I would not watch this again, and damn you for doing that to me. Casey, you going to watch this again?
Wow, I just want to say the end of that, I really felt your heart and your spirit in that. And I felt like you were Susan Sarandon telling off a guy that like hurt your kid. And you're walking out, and the next time he comes
She's
after
a tiger
you,
mom.
you're gonna fucking kill him if he ever comes near your family again. Don't ever come at Dave with this movie again.
So what are you going to do if Kindergarten Cop comes near your family?
Oh my god, I'm gonna put 2 in it. No, I would not watch this movie again. It was so fucking so. I would watch the trailer. Like, that's what I remember is the trailer is like, oh man, that was 90 seconds and like oh antics and he's whipping them around. Oh, there's a little bit of action. Oh, they fucking in a second grade class. So I would watch that. I would not sit through almost 2 fucking hours of Arnold doing a bad impression, going through a stranger's panty drawer, almost
happens.
dropping kids off of aerials. No. It just wasn't good enough. If you could boil it down to 50 minutes of mostly Phoebe and that gangster-ass grandma head out, I want to see a spin-off of, like, Phoebe versus gangster grandma. That I would watch again. Just 2 really strong, badass bitches just like, fuck you, my shoulder pads are bigger. Juice, would you watch this again?
I would watch that movie in a goddamn heartbeat.
Shoulder
I mean,
pads and
that-
side pieces.
That was actually going to be a part of my point here is that this movie wasn't actually about Arnold Schwarzenegger and his love interest. The real fucking backdrop characters, the real OGs in this fucking movie.
Nitty-gritty titties.
Yes, are Phoebe and Murder Grandma. I agree. Unfortunately, this movie, y'all a bunch of bitches. I've gone through. This is the movie that I watched every day when I got home from school. This was mine, and I went through it, and it got ruined just like the rest of you. However,
you did this. You can't lament your ruining of things for all of us.
let me finish, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
I will probably watch this movie again.
Ew.
I will, and
I'll shame and judge you.
And honestly, it'll probably be because either if I have children, they will watch it, or if my mind gets to the point where I am like a child, I'll probably watch it again.
When you have children, and I hope you have very many, so then I can get in a kid dog pile and tell you I have some kind of weapon on me, but I'm not going to tell you what.
Or
until you hear
where.
one of your kids start crying. You got to figure out what just happened.
It's like a game of Clue, but with my
Also,
kids.
Side note, my new emo band, Side Pieces and Shoulder Pads, will be dropping an album on the website. It's called VHS Porn.
So next week, we'll be watching...
Kindergarten Cop 2. No! The sequel with Dolph Lundgren, made in 2015.
So this made this month.
25 years later, someone decided to revisit
Hi,
the
guys.
venerable Kindergarten Cop franchise.
This month may need 2 Casey's cocktails. I think I want to put apple pie moonshine in a juice box. Like, that would really be someone find. I got to figure out how to. I'll make this happen.
Well, guys, it's been great. I had a wonderful time because
Nobody had a
you.
wonderful time.
No, it wasn't.
hey, you all not having a wonderful time was my excellent night. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
My wonderful time was making all of you drink Smirnoff Ices with candy in it. Honestly,
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this up because I got to pee that out of me real bad.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the same color as the Skittles that were in it.
We'll be
Just so
back
you
in a
know.
week with Back to School Month. Let's turn the lights out and go home.
I am home. I pay taxes here.